Right, we've got the C3, old specification C3 paper, June 2013. Question 7, it's a functions question, a bit of all sorts in here, with a piecewise function. So here we go. We've got to write down the range of f. Now it says it's got a domain of -2 to 6, so those are the x values here. Linear from -2 to 10, -2, 10 to 2, 0, and from 2, 0 to 6, 4. So that's 2, -2, 10 there, and that's 6, 4. We want the range of f, so it goes from 0 up to 10. So the range of f, we write like this: f of x is in between 10 and 0, inclusive, of course, less than or equal to 10, or greater than or equal to 0, and greater than or equal to 0. Then we want f of 0. Well, we want to. I'm going to find out what the equation of this line is. I think it's the easiest way to do it. There are other ways, but I think the easiest way to do it is finding the equation of this line. It's got a gradient of -2.5 because it goes down by 10 and across by 4. So it's got a gradient -2.5. It goes through x is 2 and y is 0. I could use this one. No. And if I put x is 0 into here, I get 5. So 5 take away 2. You could think so, right? We've got -2, 2. If I go halfway from -2 to 2, I'll take it to 0. So then you go from halfway from 10 to 0, which is just as equally as good. And then we're going to work out f of 5 because it wants f of 0. F of 0 is 5. I want to find out what the f value is just here. So if I get the equation of this line, this one's got a gradient of 1 because it goes across 4 and up 4 there, and it goes through x is 2, y is 0. So that's the equation of the line, y equals x minus 2, really. So put 5 in and you get 3. Now, the part C, I want the inverse function. So is the g of x. Standard procedure, we make x the subject, so multiply by 5 minus x. And I've got 5y minus xy. I want to take the 4 over and the x minus xy over the other side as well, and get the x's on one side and everything else on the other. So the yx, the minus y times x has gone over here, the 4 has gone over here, we've got -4. I can then isolate the x by taking it out as a factor and dividing by the y plus 3. Gives me x equals 5y plus 4 over 5 over y plus 3. Then finally I write down that g to the -1 of x, I've replaced these y's with x's, and that's the inverse function. Now, and then it says, lastly, it says solve the equation g f of x equals 16. 5 marks for this. So we'll write it out. G f of x equals 16. Remember, that means that I do the g of f of x. So I work out f of x and do the g of it. Now, I've got g to the -1 of x here. So I can actually write this as f of x is g to the -1 of 16. If I do g of this and get 16, to get this, I need to do g to the -1 of 16 because it's the opposite, it's the inverse function. If I do g of this and get 16, I do g to the -1 of 16, I get f of x. And I can put 16 into here. 5 lots of 16 minus 4 over 16 plus 3 is 76 over 19, which is just 4. So I want to find the place on this graph. I want f of x equal to 4. I could draw a line across it to y equals 4. One of the values is 6. But also there's a place on this part of the graph where y is equal to 4. The f of x equals 4. And it's on this line here. So I want 5 minus 2.5x to be equal to 4. If I solve that equation, I get x equals 0.4.